It's the intro that I didn't put on last time because of reasons, so enjoy it while it lasts. And watch as the majority of the file size comes from this particular part. It's not a good intro, though. They had a stretch goal for an animated intro. I mean, that explains what the portal looks like, I guess. Yawn. There you go. I don't know, this feels more like a trailer than an intro. Oh, that's good. If they had shot immediately from that to a person, that would have sucked. Because if you swap from a character, from like a big claim to a position to someone else, it's like, come on. Oh, great. There's ID off to the side. Oh, I see what it's supposed to be. That's cute. If I'm correct, those were actually all the characters. That's neat. Well, there you go. That's the intro. Now that that's on record, I think I'm going to look for something. I looked and verified, and yes, my cameo character is in there, so I can only assume that every single character is in there that is drawn up and goes in the story. Apparently it was also like a... Oh, wait. Oh, do I have to press start for this one? What the... Listen, I made a quick save. How do I quick load? Oh, quick. That's a little unobvious. Quick tip for UI designers. If you have this kind of option menu, consider putting, like, you have the little, I really do love it. I would need to look up what the hell the thing's called. There's, like, above the enter key, there's, like, I still don't know which one it is. I'm gonna look this up. I need to learn this now and now. The button I'm referring to is the backslash. The forward slash is the one I commonly use at the question mark. And the other thing is called the vertical bar because, fuck calling it something interesting. So the vertical bar is very useful if you have a single chunk of text and you can't do fancy formatting. Just use the vertical bar. You can very easily segment things. But yeah, apparently I need to I don't know. When I think quick save, I think there's a quick load button. There probably is a quick load button. How do I... Oh, so that's how this... Okay, these are pages. These are quick page. Okay. That's kind of odd. That's really not the usual. Then again, I come from Doom, where you have a quick save and quick load button, and you have a little save menu, and it's all the saves are there, even the ones that aren't compatible. Anyway, what happened? We arrived late at night. We had a sleep after we met up with a ninja man, who's very white for a ninja man. Woke up very early, didn't have breakfast, met up with a guy, went to a place, got a generator, talked to a lady, gave a drop of blood, went to a place because the human was like, my tummy's hungry. Got some food, got let in that maybe things aren't what they seem to be. Although, considering the setup of the introduction, the implication is that there's just a murder mystery going around, and they're like, don't find out about the murder mystery, we don't want to have a bad first impression. For which I say, sir, don't read those encyclopedias. We have our own murder mysteries, too. Yes, well, it depends on where you live. Like, if you live in certain parts of the world, this kind of architecture is like, wow, why is there green shit everywhere? Because... if you come from Africa, odds are this isn't the kind of infrastructure or architecture you're used to. If you're from Europe, this is very open and spacious for a European location that has more stuff. Like, the buildings look European. They're very brick-based, got a mixture of brick types, so that's very European. But then you got these big open roads, and a lot of European cities have, like, very tight roads. Like, the cities are very dense. So it's a very unusual no matter where you come from, it seems. Unless you live in Japan, where they build fake European cities. They stole part of the Netherlands for that thing. I think they bought the theme park. They even featured it in a Dutch show, because, like, hey, look, Japan is a part of the Netherlands, and isn't that just a hoot? After all, we're talking about, ooh... You could have asked for a map. I mean, you had communications. You could have asked for some pictures, a map, a description, a timetable. I get the feeling that people who put in charge of this were like the dumbest idiots, because the people in charge were like, that's not a thing. Ooh. I guess that's true. Like, even if this place was completely abandoned and it was just some place that humans once were because of the portal and how it works and all, and there's just some shit lying around, I bet that would be... I'd need to watch my language. I said I would watch my language. Yeah, I can't imagine. Like, if it's on Earth, you could sort of make the connection that you've been on the same planet, so you have like, oh look, hey, there's the moon, there's the sun, there's the seasons that we all know and love. But now you're someplace different, and you can't assume there's seasons. There might be seasons. Who knows how long they last? Who knows how big their calendar is? Who knows if they celebrate birthdays? Actually, Earth's culture, some don't celebrate birthdays. Some celebrate birthdays with the whole family. It's kind of weird. Huh. Could Reza have ulterior motives of his own? Because all things considered, we're like, hey, Reza probably knows what's up, he's suspicious, but there's a good chance Reza might be manipulating us. Like, he might be a bad guy, trying to manipulate us into doing something bad. I mean, he arrived first, meaning that he might have been sent by a third party. Let's not assume that Reza's a nice guy just because he's human. That's racist. Even if it's positive, it's still racist. Because our reasons were... Yeah, our reasons weren't for the generators. Those were kind of like the exchange gift. So I guess he couldn't have known about them. Or maybe he thought that the other side would contain the portal stuff, instead of the dragon being like, I don't know what the portal's about. I still think it's an Atlantis situation. Zipped. Oh man, I forgot to turn that off. Whoops. Well, she's going like the wind. Whoosh. Oh, goddamn. Okay, there we go. Oh. How do I skip? Tab. Wait, tab might be auto skip. No. Tag is toggle skip. Did I toggle skip? Whatever. That's odd. You think you would have seen a child by now. Or a teen. Because it's early... No, actually, teens wouldn't be up early in the morning. I guess the kids would be. They jump out of bed and then the parents are like, I'm not going to open the door yet. But we don't know that, do we? We're still going to assume, as I said, we're going to assume an N1 situation. Everything as close to human equivalence as possible. Which, I still love that idea. I wonder if that's a thing. There has to be a thing for that, right? Like, someone must have given it enough thought and developed a scale model of N1 is everything is exactly as we know it, N0 is everything is different from what we know it, and N-1 is like everything is the opposite of what we know it to be. That'd be awesome! And you'd have like little dimensions for like it's socioeconomically different, the laws of physics are different. Oh man, that'd be awesome. I wonder if the age affects color and shape. Shortly afterwards. Sebastian, you took a couple of minutes to take care of the tab. On my behalf. Listen, Sebastian, she knows I don't have any money. She's not gonna fall for that trick. As long as I don't have to bill. Actually, that's nice. You know, you should tip them. I don't know how if they pay a minimum wage or if they're like, you know, they actually pay their waiters a decent wage, but whatever. Show you around town. Listen, I don't even know what's in the town. I don't know. I think if it's your first day here, you might as well go out and get a little bit of a feel. Although getting a feel of the house is important too. But you know, you gotta go out there, gotta see some sights, see if there's statues, see if there's historical figures you need to know about. Need to know if someone's name might be angering them. Because if they came to Earth, they might be like, oh, hot ziggity, and then they start saying names that people don't like. They're like, you know who I really like? Hitler. And then there's like a dragon named Hitler who invented nuclear fusion, and everyone's like, welp, that's gotta complicate matters a bit. That's something to consider. Like, even if you go to a different country, you have to consider these elements. But my character is an expert in biology and psychology. He's probably already read it all with mind control. Let's just assume we're not going to make a faux pas. Until we do. Then we're screwed. You say home sweet home, but this is a thing they gave. Like, how did they get this? Was this house just empty beforehand? Did they spruce it up? Did someone leave it behind? People don't just have random houses in cities that are available for dimensional travelers. Like... Usually they have, like, centers for refugees, so I don't know where this house comes from. I guess they had, like, listen, we're gonna have this do, we're gonna need a house. And then someone's like, hey, listen, I'm wanting to sell my house. If you could take this house off my hand and give me some other place to live. And that might have been what they did. This sounds like a reasonable option. Where do I live? Do I live in the outskirts? Or did we go deep into town? I guess it was implied that we went deep into town because we did see the lack of streetlights, which is something you wouldn't notice too easily on suburbs because usually the lighting is less, but... You're just gonna be outside? Oh, come on, Sebastian. I need someone to figure out the TV remote for me. Oh gosh, what did their remotes even look like? I just say tomorrow. I just say, Sebastian, go outside and don't come back. Uh, Investigating, relaxing. Check out some of the phone numbers. But if that is low profile for now. Listen. The longer you keep low profile, the more those rumors are going to stack up. Like, we've already been seeing, we've already have interactions with the local people. Rez has already had extended interactions with the local people. The more we wait on this, the not gooder it's going to get. Like, there's a good reason to keep going. Groceries. Oh, no. Well, I'm not a great cook, but I know how to make a couple of dishes. I hope they have some pre-made packets of lasagna. Here's something very nice, a writing tip. If you want to make, like, a world feel a little bit different, just sometimes include, like, I don't recognize the label. I have no clue what this is. And then, like, oh, it's just ketchup. But it's in a weird label, and it's in a very odd bottle. Like, you can easily establish the unfamiliarity of a location by just having very mundane things look odd. Like a water bottle that looks nothing like what our water bottles look like. Like, it's this very odd oblong shape or something, you know? Like, you could do a lot to make a place feel weird by having very conventional things look different. Like the fact that there's a Roman diva over there. That's not usual. Most people have, like, regular sofas with armrests on both sides. But here they have a one-sided one, and they have a seat that I don't think a dragon could ever sit in, even if he wanted to, because his tail would get in the way, and then his entire rump. Like, if you have that kind of body shape, your torso is significantly longer and doesn't bend as well. So, things to consider when you're making things. They probably also have much lower shelves because, you know, they are lower to the ground in some instances, and their hands are lower to the ground because some of them walk on 4 legs. Gosh dang, they'd have to make, like, 4 different types for, like, depending on how they walk. That's annoying. Whew. Things to consider when making your own world. See? That's what I like. Listen, if you go to a new country, try it out. If you go to a new country and you're just gonna eat your own shit, I would. I'm not the one to pick out, like, a mysterious biscuit filled with insect legs and say, this is fine. But if you're in a new place, and you went specifically to go to a new place, give it a chance. You know? Like, this story is we went here because it was fucking fun. We're not here to eat white sandwiches with chocolate paste and be like, ooh, tasty. Do they even have chocolate? Are they allergic? That's another thing to consider. It's entirely possible they're allergic to chocolate, like most animals are. And they wouldn't have chocolate. And I'd be like, oh, guess I'm gonna have to learn to be a recovering chocoholic. I'd probably find something else. But I'd hate it. I'd be like, if we're going to get that portal online, the first thing that comes through is a bucket of chocolate. What is a comestible? That's good. Man, this writing is really doing all the things I say. That's good stuff. Well, here's a good tip. If you're inviting a Native American to a home, don't have the first book on the shelf be How We Kicked the Ass of Indians. I think the first book we find is, oh, it's exceptionally. And that's fine. A little dryness just gives a little bit more flavor. You gotta put in your own stuff. But we don't pick up that book. We didn't pick it up because we were like, let's read something fun. We picked it up because we wanted to know what their perception of us is. And now we have this book and we're like, what? Ugh. That's cute. Though humans generally don't write about dragon civilizations. But I guess maybe they have more of an obsession. Like fleshy, thin meat things. They're very weird. They're kind of like greys. Like greys are oddly shaped. Their proportions are different. And we like to think that greys are like, ooh, they're mystical and magical and weird. And that, I guess that would sort of make sense. Like, we could be their aliens. And that's cute. And it's also kind of weird because we're not. Wait a second. If this is another planet, and we came here with a teleporter, and we didn't travel through dimensions, that actually kind of takes a layer of alien away, because we don't arrive with ships, we just come through a door, and it just I don't know. If aliens would just walk in through a random door somewhere, I think it would take away a lot of their magic. That wouldn't be too fun. I guess they wouldn't be. Tropes always exist. That's a very interesting question to ask yourself, because how did they select these books? Were they like, here's some of our representative culture, or here's just some books lying around? Because if this house is pre-established for this purpose, there's a good chance someone took some time to think about what he was going to put in. Like, these are some beautiful pictures of some beautiful landmarks to give you a beautiful impression of our beautiful town. And here's some wonderful books with amazing adventures. Or if it's just someone's home and he has the trashiest novels, and he had that book because it was like, I got it for my birthday. Huh. Sherdian. Pair of human hands. So they know what humans look like. They clearly have an idea. That's neat. I guess we do have an idea of what dragons look like, which is just big lizards. I wonder if there's tiny human things. Holding a scepter with a globe on top of it. Ooh. Whoops. I wonder who's at the door. Is it me? I don't know. It's a messenger. With a clipboard. Listen, I know that you're technologically not that far ahead, but come on! Would you sign here, please? Listen, if someone's going to sign your rights away, they'd probably take something more with them than just... Also, look, he has the horn thing. Gosh darn. I do feel stupid, but... We do have, like at least we have here. They show up with, like, electronic signing things, and it's really kind of cool. It's also kind of clumsy because their touchpads are not that good. Here's a quick... Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Reza. I was like, who the heck would have sent us a letter by now that requires signature confirmation? Of course, it's Reza. He said he would send it. But wait, we've only been in town for, like, a day? That's quick letters. That's really fast. Or did he send it ahead of time? Did Reza know that we were coming and he was like, I'm going to send this one ahead of time? Lorem. Meryl. Always mirror the names. That's how you find out if your friend Alucard is truly Dracula. Why is he asking me? Oh, God, don't tell me he's here to collect... That was a fake letter, wasn't it? He was here to collect my autograph. Just making small... So apparently, your mailman just walking into your house and making small talk is normal here. I want to give him points for persistence. That's impressive. He tries to pull the same trick twice. That's cute. That's wow. They actually thought that ahead of time. Of course they would. I wonder what the authority is called. Now, here's the big thing, though. Reza, considering how he's been acting, and considering that he has the grumpiest of dragons following him around, it's quite likely that he gave a terrible first impression. I mean, maybe when he's professional and diplomatic about things, he's very straightforward and nice. I mean, he seems to be. He's a little bit... bleh. But I don't think he gives the best impression, considering I'm the next guy that follows along. I guess that's true. But if they're like humans, it's probably not going to help. I find this very impressive. Sebastian, he could be having a bomb with him. Why aren't you just letting this random guy who's already harassed another human show up and just rifle through his bag like this? And he lost it. You know, if you really want an interview, be better prepared than this. Oh, I want to see that, though! Ooh, that sounds like a Hydra. I wonder if human Hydras are good fighters, too. And if they grow more heads. And they're like a giant... like a grape. Like a grape bunch. I'm just... a guy. I don't think that's a question you'd want to answer. Do all people think that Chinamen have slits for eyes? And they does that thing with the eyes, you know, where they pull them apart? And he's like, oh, I don't want to answer this one. Oh, it's so uncomfortable. It does. That sounds really... I'm a factoid lover. Like, I'd be like, just show me the goddamn letter. Just reach to his bag and I'd take him from him. Like, he's not a reporter. Is he just a mailman with an interest? Oh, he's being cute about it. Whoop. I love the sliding because it makes everyone moving around look so derpish. It's like everyone rolling around on roller skates. Ah, don't worry about it. Look at your feathers here. You good old-fashioned buddy. He's gonna write you a nice check. It'll probably bounce because I haven't opened an account. The bank number's just a Sebastian, if you're waiting outside, that's a pretty bad impression. Like, I understand you want to stop like people, but you could just stay inside and you could be at the door or something. You don't have to be outside. Maybe it's a nice sunny day and it's like, fine, but... It's a coded letter. So, let's see if we can solve it. Reza is an idiot. Why does he give me a coded letter and he just assumes I'll solve it? Hello, my dear friend. Oh, so swiftly and in good condition. That sounds normal opening. Okay, I'm not seeing any of the typical ones. First letter doesn't seem to be anything. First letter category doesn't see anything. I see since we haven't seen it recently. The last few years might be like if he was there to offer himself. The odds are that he was around, so he probably knew something. What have you been doing? Probably working on the portal, unless there's a time skip. Although that's not implied. If that was the case, that it would be quite a picture on now. So far. That's really fast, Reza. You sent this letter literally the day we've met. Haha. Maybe it's a... No, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I don't know what it's about. Khabr. What could it be? I don't see it. It might be something more complicated. Not the first word. Hello, unfortunately. No. Like, it's nothing conventional that I know about. Yeah. Read between the lines. Let's read between the lines. This is what I'm doing. Look elsewhere for hints. We were given an apartment? I think it was kind of implied that we were in a house. Just a house. Bookshelf looks like an obvious place. I'm just looking around the house now. I guess that's why Sebastian's outside. Plot convenience. We've already looked at the books, but I don't think that's going to help us. Nah. None of that looks like anything interesting. That's a lot of books, though. I kind of want to look at them just for the giggles of it. A newspaper. Let's just have some fun and read around. Those are cat eyes. Arc 1. I'm not going to read this, because this looks like... This just looks like a lot of really simple stuff. Hero. It meant war. Autobiography. That's nice. Of some renown. Who knows? I like how this seems to imply that this is really just garbage stuff, and they're being very honest about it. Whew. You people sure are wordy. Yeah, that's a good question. You think they would have prefaced this with like, Reza, hey, listen, this is what the government looks like. Don't insult this guy. Ascend to sentience. That's an odd way to put it. How did you keep track of that? Like, the first thing when you're getting sentience is like, let's just write it down. Or maybe that's like a religious thing. That's their Jesus. What is an ioxum sphere? An Ixomen sphere? Who's a spirit level? That sounds like something that's... Studied a bunch of books. And I get an achievement for it. The bathroom is a weird place to hide things. Look in the cabin. Wait a minute, what if he meant to... Wait, I'm taking... I thought it meant take the meds. I'm not gonna just pop some pills. Oh, whatever, let's do it. Why am I... Oh, there's probably an achievement for this. I'm gonna pop out of this immediately afterwards. This is stupid. Yep. That was a great idea. We'll leave that one for the outtakes. Let's go up. No, I don't want to make a quick save. I want to make like a legit... I didn't make a legit save. Oh, wait. It actually keeps straight. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Let's save this one for later. What? That's not what I wanted. Can I not back out? I can't back out. I'm not sure which direction I'm going anymore. I'm stuck in these things, huh? Well, that's unpleasant. There ought to be an autosave. Oh, I'm gonna figure this one out. I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. I seem to have escaped. Not that good, but I seem to have escaped. So I'm locked, despite that previously not having been a thing. Into some body wash. Of course they wouldn't have shampoo! I'm gonna save before I make stupid decisions next time. Look at that. The meat. This is a very weird kitchen. Examine an unlabeled container. Why am I just drinking stuff? Why am I just cracking open a bottle? I'll put just a regular egg. I prefer... Well, pasteurized better than sterilized. That's the expression. Why is there just meat in the kitchen? I look in the fridge, look in the pantry. Some fruit and veggies here. What should I look at? A date. But no, there's no hint here. I did. These are some... Oh, yeah! Whew. Odd. Why is it bright now? Also, I'm in an apartment. I'm glad that's clear. Like, it was so dark it was hard to see. I assumed it was a house. You think that someone would be like, hey, could you not go there, please? Also, why am I doing this? This doesn't seem like a good way to spend my evening. Also, how would Reza find me? Does he have a light? Like, I mean, it's very obvious. People would see Reza. This is not a good thing. Well, he did make it easy. Well, it is a simple one. Let's just be semi-business casual. What a wonderful night it is. Well, the biggest reason you can't see stars is light pollution. It has nothing to do with pollution itself. Unless you're in like a place like China or in India and heavy industrialized areas. But otherwise, the main problem is just that there's too many bright lights. Did they look anything like Earth, though? I wouldn't know. Yes, we weren't looking for mysterious random technologies strewn about in the middle of nowhere. A quarter of an hour each day. Whew. How did they do before them? More than enough. What are you talking about? Of course he would. Lemon. He couldn't smell lemon. Oh, great. Oh, great, you just shot a man. They gave you a revolver? Not even a desert. I guess the Desert Eagles are pretty unbalanced. Well, now we know they're bulletproof and that you're an idiot, Reza. I hope you die. You are just messing everything up. Well, I guess they're not bulletproof. Well, listen, I'm a diplomat. Whew! I guess I don't get a choice. I guess I also don't get to keep my ears. And Sebastian. Oh no. Let me guess, he's the head of police, because he wears his badge like a... Why isn't Maverick wearing a hat or something? At least he's being nice. Still feeling a little dizzy. I got sucker punched by a tail. That's not something that happens every day of the week. Police chief in town. Well, let's just try to be obvious. Reza was kind of a dick. Yeah, what's Reza's plan? He just attacked an officer on duty. I just told the police chief what's going on. If he goes back to any town, they're probably going to look for him. He's pretty easy to find. I don't think Reza has a good chance, unless he has survival skills. In which case, that would explain his loneliness. Well, this is real. What do you think, Chief? I'm right. I got sucker punched in the gut, but at least I didn't get shot. You guys are awfully trusting. I appreciate that. Whew. And in my slumber, I guess those pain pills did come in useful. I don't think they'll last that long, though. Whew. They probably don't. For all intents and purposes, I didn't come with a gun. Reza came with a gun. I didn't. They could have given him a bitter gun. Like a big ol' M16 or an AK... They should have given him an AK-47. Those things are reliable. Been like, it doesn't matter where you go, but with this giant assault rifle that doesn't break down quickly, you'll be fine. It also comes with more bullets. Before I managed to take a book, the doorbell rang. I was that slow. I don't think so. I think he's here for investigations. Well, that's logical. Unless when you become sick, then you feel worse over the days. Shall we take... Oh, no. It's an investigation, but he's not telling me! Considering we've only been on one route so far, I don't think that matters too much. If we're not going to the factory or manufacturing plant, odds are we're going to take a different route. He didn't seem to be carrying any supplies with him. Not really. Yeah, I don't have no clue where he could be. Yeah, about that. Why did you assign him that guy? I know Maverick's a big tough guy, and you were like, he has a gun, we gotta be careful. Maybe Reza never told him he had a gun. Maybe he hid it until now, and Maverick's like, fuck, I'm dead. Ugh. Wait, Reza says that this place is gonna blow up. Maverick says that Reza might be planning an attack. I get the strange feeling that everyone's just pointing fingers and has no clue what they're doing. Well, yeah, but all things considered, my election wasn't something Reza suggested. That wouldn't make any sense. He couldn't have known it was me. And also, I'm not very close to him. I'm not like the logical person he'd rely on. Yeah, all things considered, you've got the better end of the deal if we decide to screw it up now. Yeah, that's also a thing. He is a cop. But he knows Reza. He doesn't know me. So for him to immediately start putting blame on me as if it's all willy-nilly, that's also a little bit odd. I mean, maybe it's like a cop, he's like, oh, where's it going? So we're dealing, as I said, with a lot of finger pointing, but not a lot of problem solving. If he wasn't a man to receive... Oof. For what? For acting out of order? An officer who isn't in uniform is still allowed to take a police action if necessary, you know? Or just be a decent human being. Although getting shot is kind of a thing you're not supposed to do. That's not something you want to push on enemies. They both act in the heat of the moment. What did he say again? Sure, just overtake it lightly. Well, let's just be kind. Let's try to be diplomatic about it. I'm not going to push this in his face. That's rude. Can I save this real fast? I just want to see if how mad he's going to get if I say one or the other. I think there's a good chance it's just going to fuck me over if I do this, but I want to see how this works out. Does it let me do this? Is that so? Well then. Yeah, so it locks me in. That's really annoying, because... Yeah, that's very annoying. If you can just save load out of things, I guess maybe if you just want it to be fancy. But I think this is the one, maybe. Listen, a diplomatic crisis kind of requires both sides to have the communications to establish a crisis, because if everything is just kind of iffy here, they can just pretend it's fine. That's how diplomacy works. You lie and you do spy things. Here's my laser pen. Woo! It's just a laser pointer, but Listen, it's one guy getting shot, one guy with a gun. He's a little bit iffy, things weren't good. All things considered, it could have been worse. It could have been worse circumstances. I'm sure we can just write it all off as something impolite. I can cover for you guys. We can all work this out. Yeah. Quiet. Ooh, we're gonna cover things up. Well, fine then. And now we're in an office. How do you sit in that chair? I don't get that. How do these people sit in the chairs? I mean, the Roman chair was kind of understandable, like they just lie on top of it, but these things look a little bit different. Unless they want to have it multi-directional. Ugh. Yeah, we kind of knew Reza for a day, and that's it. Are you going to be honest about the fact... Welp, that's not good. It also does explain why Maverick's model didn't look... Like, I love it when in a game you have 3D models, so you can tell that character's going to die because he looks like he got half the budget of everyone else. And that's always lovely, because it looks so dumb. Maverick did look a little bit less. Or maybe that's just the fact that he's gray. Oh no, it's something else. Okay, that's good. He still looks a little bit off, but that's because of how grays work, I guess. Because of how eyes perceive monochrome. As someone who's attempted monochrome, that's kind of hard to do. You only craft Reza. Why would you immediately claim Reza? Unless you don't have guns, in which case, yes, if it was done with a gun, it's probably Reza. I have to help with a murder... Listen. I'll go along, but let me tell you two things. One, I don't want to touch the corpse. Someone else is touching the corpse. And second down the line, this escalated quickly. I've been here a day, I haven't adjusted, and I'm already... Wow. Well, that's a nice way to explain the fact that human... Well, all things considered, you can distance yourself, but as someone who's had to pick up a mouse and throw it out the door that was dead, I don't think it matters too much. Dead things are spooky. Sebastian, give me the lowdown. Was found by a delivery. Why was the flyer of significance? Blood loss from multiple wounds. Forensics already been here, so feel free to poke around. I don't think forensics gonna appreciate me poking at things. Let's go. I got Saul. It's the one that they used. Well, for one, that's a lot of cuts. It looks self-defense, considering it's on his wings. Whoever tried to do this really was going for it. One to the neck is the biggest cut in incision. The other ones are mostly surface-level cuts. Of course he's dead. He had his throat sliced. He has blood in his mouth, which implies that he's been coughing up blood, which implies that to some extent he was probably alive when the cut in the neck was made. Although considering there's no blood pooling up by his mouth, it implies that something happened. I don't know. Maybe he bit someone. He probably bit someone. That would explain the lack of blood by the mouth and the large pooling around him. The odd part is that the chest wound is clearly not deep enough, but aortas do that. Yeah, rip. Great. Give it your best shot. How does this work? 2 wings to a... Whew. You got a lot of cuts, boy. The wounds are kind of hard to miss. What are they telling you? Think about sorry. No, he clearly was already dead when he got these wounds. Unlikely. There's blood all over the place. It was suicide. Unlikely. Someone isn't going to commit suicide by cutting themselves in the chest. It was implanted by a implement. That's likely. That's true, but why does this matter? It couldn't have been Reza. It would have been someone with hands. Well, it doesn't mean it couldn't have been Reza. Actually, it doesn't. Dragons don't use knives. That's one. Could have been Reza. At least we could try it. Okay, so they don't know what guns is. Good thing about it, cool. He lost his gun. He ran out of ammo, or he didn't want to make any noise. That's a good one. The one on his neck looks like the one where the most blood has been seeping from over time. It's also the place where like important veins are located, so getting cut there is important. You think a chest cut would do worse, but your heart is so deep behind. It's behind your lungs, so your lungs are going to kill you faster than a chest cut into the heart's going to kill you. So I think it's the neck. The wings are minor cuts and scrapes, and they look like they've partially healed to some extent, considering the lack of blood. But here's the thing that gets me. The chest, the stomach wounds are bleeding over the side, implying that they were inflicted after he's been pushed to the ground. Considering the blood patterns, he was on the ground when this happened. That's also how cuts work. A big old pool of blood. He was on the floor when everything happened. He was a hemophiliac. He was dragged here after he died. That's not true. This isn't blood. That's not true. He died here. That's incredibly likely, considering that his blood is here. He had AIDS! Objection. What? He was biting someone. He had a gum disease. He bit his tongue during the fight. I think he fought back. Let's not assume that he... Because if he bit his tongue, he would be bleeding from the mouth. They have my blood. If that traces back to me, that's going to be some great questions. Well, listen, Mr. Junior Investigator Man. That's a basic one. I can only assume that's just like, listen, here's a guy to help you out just to make sure that you don't do anything stupid. And here's some basics on blood splatter investigations. Fun fact, you can do a lot with blood splatter investigations. As someone who's played Viscera Cleanup Detail, I know what corpses look like. I never thought I'd say that, but let me tell you, Viscera Cleanup Detail is a great way to learn some of the basics on how dead bodies end up dead. I need to poop, but unfortunately I seem to be having some constipation, which means that it hurts. So that's nice. There's a toilet behind there, or is that just like a... I don't know what that is. That looks like one of those toilet buildings they have in parks. There's a witness? Oh. No! Oh, hey, it's the human. That's gonna make things better. Ugh. Well, I am a human. What? Oh, look, it's the human. Well, I am. Let's keep the mood up. She's gonna be in a serious situation. Let's give her something to roll on. Let's give her something to roll on. She doesn't need more serious talk, you know. Do you work for the police now? It's just a hobby. Looks like it. Guess so. Let's just say guess so. Look, I'm not too sure. I'm not quite convinced either. I don't have a badge. By the way, I didn't know you also did. She does deliveries? I guess they do. Wow. Oh, cool. They mentioned the scramble. Here's a quick tip on if you want to make choices matter. You don't have to have things have massive impact. Just having someone mention something offhand A, adds a very human element to things, because, hey, look, I remembered what I ate for breakfast. And B, hey, he remembered what I ate for breakfast. It's a nice little detail, and it really adds a lot of spice to something. And also, it's kind of weird if people don't mention the only encounter they had so far. Winky wink, nudge nudgy. Oh. Well, Sebastian's probably not too happy with this. Goodbye. Maverick, for one, you've been shot. Second, this case might be related to you, meaning that you might not want to be on the case. 3, I think police officers aren't allowed to be on a case that they're personally involved with because of potential of compromise because of their personal biases related to the victim in question. Or the killer in question. I don't know. Like, you're very quick to draw conclusions, Mr. Maverick. You shouldn't be here. And he's on sick leave. And you would have been on suspension. Mandatory. Ooh. Oh, it's the harsh sick leave, too. Curative walk. How bad did he get hit, anyway? Like, he was clearly bleeding, but I don't know how bad he was bleeding. Was he just like, eh? Listen, Maverick, the police is not obliged to tell you anything when you're on sick leave. Unless it directly pertains to your person, then they might be inclined to tell you, but otherwise not really. Yes, I killed the dead body while standing here investigating the dead body. Oh, he was suspended for attacking an ambassador. Yeah, I think Maverick's going Maverick. I think he's living up to his name, and I don't think anyone can blame him. But yeah, look at the grays. It really does mess up the shading a bit. Like with horns and details, it doesn't matter too much, but with him it kind of... Although it's maybe because he has more shading detail on the head, considering his little spikes and barbs picking out. It adds something. Also, if you want to make something look good, apparently you should never shade with black. But that doesn't count if you're going to do multi-scenarios. Like, if you can't change the shading on the fly, go with black because it's the most generic color you can work with. And generally speaking, if you're going to do shading with colors, you immediately tint the lighting of the scene. So unless you're going to put them in daylight all the time, it's just a dangerous decision to make. Like, you really have to think about that stuff. And I don't even know what the right answer is. I'm just saying what I'm thinking right now, but I might say something different in a couple of years. Who knows? Also, Bryce, why do your spikes on your back have like little lynches in? That looks kind of odd and not aerodynamic. Okay, Maverick, listen, I was sympathetic to you, but now you're straight up lying about having smacked me. That's crossing the line, sir. Also, you're very, very inclined about this murder suspect thing. I think you're just wanting to kick Rez's ass and get over. I'm not belittling you. I'm just saying that if you had let him talk, I would have given us some important clues. I would have talked. I don't want to cause any trouble. Wait, what? I was comparing myself to... I'm not comparing myself to you. I'm just saying that we have similar goals. Bryce, please don't take disciplinary action. Maverick's just being a douche. Listen, Bryce, at this point you should just probably put someone outside his door and make sure that he doesn't leave. He's going to interfere with the investigation at this speed. And I'm gonna have to be like, ugh. No, he can't. Oh, he can. I guess that's true. But if he interferes, that's what I was aiming at. Yeah. And that's the problem, and that's why you don't want someone who might possibly be involved with the investigation to have any involvement with it. That's a bit of an overestimation. I was just thinking that he was going to try to guide himself towards it and follow the wrong leads, but sure, whatever. I don't know, this sounds dangerously optimistic and kind of validates Maverick's viewpoint. This sounds incredibly judgmental. Although I guess we do want to find him before he does. Let's just make a save, because I really like saving. And then let's check my status and see if anything happened. Nothing. But we've got more characters, and apparently this guy's involved with it. That's nice. Well, let's just hope we find him before he does. Because whatever's going to happen is going to be dangerous. I don't think he's going to take another bullet to the chest. Not without being a man about it. Where was he hit? Was he hit somewhere important? If this is the point where things open up a bit, I think I'm going to stop. What to do? What to do? What to do? I don't want to meet with Bryce. He's busy with an investigation, taking care of everything. I haven't seen Anne on a bit. Remy, I don't care much about Dork Source Rex, mostly because we haven't done much with him at all. I don't know anything about him. If anything, I'd be up for some lunch, because I don't eat a lot, apparently. I've eaten some fruits, I think, maybe? And some pain pills. Yeah, I haven't done much. If anything, Lorem. I guess Lorem would be nice, getting him out of the way. Just making sure that we get the investigation. It'd be a good time to do this right now, although it would probably be taken as propaganda. Although he would probably ask questions about the murder investigation, and that would make everything so annoying. Let's make a save. Let's make a quick save. And we'll do this next time. Next time, let's go see what we're going to do. I think ordering some... No, she's busy with the statement. She might just be in a bad mood. Maybe she needs some support. Like, this is a hard choice to make. Anna's like in the back burner. She's got 3, but I don't know if I'm going to go for Lorem or the lunch. Do I want to be a moral support, or do I want to do the investigation? I guess taking care of him would be nice. I mean, now that Reza's gone, he's kind of got one person left to count on, so... I do want to see those pictures. Who knows? Maybe you can vote. You have a day. Wink. And don't forget the contest. Wink, wink. I can confirm that they were in the introductory sequence, so if you know it... Man, I'm hot and steamy. Oof.